Welcome to Survival Theory. Now, I do a lot of hiding scenes in my videos, and sometimes what gives me away is the sheen or the shine on top of my hat. Even though my hat is camouflaged, it's a flat color, still just the flat of the fabric puts off a shine, and you can see it sometimes. So I decided to remedy that, and I came up with a pretty cool way to do it. It's cheap, it costs almost nothing. I used some scrap material I had. It's not permanent. I can remove it, put it back on, store it in my hat. Well, I'll show you. But now that sheen on top of the hat won't be a problem if I don't want it to be. Check that out. No more sheen. So I'm just starting off with this material. So my original thought was to cut a piece just big enough where I could sew it just above there, so I could still use these bands or these loops to put debris in, and this would be on top of the hat, and I've cut holes in it, you know, every couple inches, so I can weave debris in the top, and that would help me camo this. But I changed my mind because I don't want this permanently on the top. I want to be able to remove this and just have my hat. And because I'm too cheap to cut a new one, I'm just going to use this, and I will cut strips off the scrap and hang strips off this in 4 different places. See if I can get this where you can see it. I'll just hang strips in 4 or 5 different places so I can tie it to these bands. Just a quick overhand knot, doesn't have to be fancy. Easy to add, easy to remove. So that's what I've got now. You can barely see the holes in it. So I'm going to add some more holes around the perimeter, and then I will cut some strips and tie those onto here. Scrap strip here. Cut them with my ultra cool scissors. These are tactical, by the way. Alright, so probably need to be about that long. Doesn't matter if they're a little stringy. Alright, that was very scientific. So I'm only cutting the tiniest bit off. And that still makes a finger hole size. Oh man, it's all going down. It's going down right now, man. This is it. I need to get camouflaged immediately. And that should be enough holes. Take one of these strips, and at first I'll just tie an overhand knot to make sure everything works. Alright, so now I've got it tied to a hole, and I'll run it through this loop. And just put a overhand knot in it. So it's on there now, and it's pretty good. It's got 4 attachment points. Now I need to trim it up where it hangs over excessively over the rim there, because I just don't need that. It's just more things to interfere with when I'm trying to camo this. So I'll touch it up with the scissors. So there. That's it. Should be able to fold this up. Everybody puts on the hat too. Should be safe inside the hat. Now you might be asking, why didn't I just fabricate something and glue on this and glue on that and get some jute and some colored jute and make this really ghillie suit for the head kind of thing. For one thing, I'd have to carry that around, whereas this literally slips in the mat pocket, over with, done. And this way I can use natural materials for the environment I'm in. I can make a really cool head ghillie suit thing, and oh man, it looks fantastic. I go out in the woods in the spring and man, I just blend in, I disappear. Well, in the summer, the leaves are a different color. I no longer blend in as well. In the fall, it's mostly brown. I don't blend in as well. I go to a different environment. I don't blend in at all. So this way I can take natural materials and blend in very well. And of course, I mean, the biggest thing is drop it right there in my mat pocket. It's out of sight, out of mind unless I need it. It doesn't take long to put together either. So let's see if we succeeded in getting rid of that shine that's on the top of the hat sometimes. Yeah. Now how much of that is just sitting on there and it's going to fall off? That's the beauty of this. So that's actually in there pretty good. So I can crawl around and get rid of that shine that's on the top of the hat. That gives me away sometimes, and I can even make it better just by putting pine needles through the webbing there, you know, to break up the spots there. You could just jab some pine needles in there. It's pretty cool. Now of course I still want to put some things in the band so that when I'm wearing it, breaks up the entire hat and a little bit of the shape of the head, so it really helps. So I like this. Stays in there pretty good. That took about 3 minutes probably to put together, just grabbing some leaves around. Yeah, it's staying pretty good. It's pretty awesome. Oh, even got a new stick added. So now you've seen it in action a little bit. And you can see it does stay in there. How easy is this to disassemble and just forget the whole thing? Pretty simple, really. Let's pull out this junk. And we're pretty much just left with the netting. Now I will untie that in 4 spots. One, two, three. Ooh, I had a slip knot in that one. 4. Done. I can get this, give it a semi-fold so it's not lumpy. put it in the back, in the mat pocket up here. We're good to go. So that's pretty cool. And of course that material weighs nothing, so. Oh. Might give me a little extra padding if I fall on my head. So yeah, that worked pretty good. What I need to practice on is pulling it out and tying it off efficiently. But it should be a quick study. So let me know what you guys think. I think it's pretty effective. Good to have around. So when I see the Russian paratroopers or the Chinese paratroopers, I know I can just grab my netting, put it on there, throw some leaves in there, you know, grab my spear and be ready to go. Alright, thanks for watching Survival Theory. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.